Oh, hello there. Come on in, grab your tea, maybe a biscuit, and if you have a stress ball nearby, you might want that too. Because we need to talk about the level of desperation coming from Montecito these days. Have you felt the shift? The change in the air? It's no longer a matter of if something big is going to happen with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, it's more a question of when. And judging by the latest reports floating around, Prince William, the future king with the famously steady backbone, might be preparing to take a decisive step that could leave Meghan Markle relying on her own name and her own brand. But before we get into the details, if you haven't subscribed yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Alright, let's get back to it. What we're seeing right now looks like a last-minute push from Meghan to reinforce her royal connection in the public eye before any potential changes to those titles happen. It feels like a branding emergency, a scramble to stay relevant. According to several commentary sources, Prince William has reached his limit. The patience is gone, and so is the willingness to let things slide. Many believe the Sussex brand may soon lose the very thing that keeps it tied to the monarchy, the titles. And here's the twist, the situation may involve more than just Harry and Meghan. Prince William's vision for a modern monarchy seems to be all about streamlining, reducing titles, simplifying roles, and creating a cleaner, more focused royal structure. Some commentators even suggest that this shift could affect extended royals like Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, making the overall changes look like policy rather than any kind of personal move against the Sussexes. But let's get into what sparked this new wave of William is officially done energy. It all kicked off after Meghan's recent Harper's Bazaar interview. Yes, that one. The interview that was meant to feel relatable, but ended up giving many people secondhand embarrassment. The real issue wasn't the interview itself, it was the details hidden inside it. According to the article, Meghan made sure she was introduced as the Duchess of Sussex not once, but twice. And the surprising part? It didn't happen at a formal event. Not at a state dinner, not at a summit, not at a charity gala. It happened in a private home. Just imagine it, Meghan, the interviewer, and a house manager. And before she even walked into the room, the house manager announced her as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. For many observers, it came across as unusually formal, especially for a casual setting. To critics, moments like this feel less like formality and more like intentional branding. A way to reinforce the title again and again, especially at a time when discussions around royal roles and titles are louder than ever. It gives the impression of someone trying to secure their public identity before any big shifts happen. And why does it feel like things are slipping for Meghan and Harry? Because Prince William is not King Charles. Let's be honest, Charles is a sentimental father. He loves his son, he wants peace, and he prefers keeping the family united. William, however, operates differently. According to several royal commentators, the Prince of Wales is focused on modernizing the monarchy in a way that won't mirror his father's softer approach. He's reportedly determined to make bold changes, and many believe he knows exactly where those changes should begin, with the family members in California who've publicly criticized the institution. And the precedent already exists. Just look at Prince Andrew. Despite his long-standing status, a duke, a veteran, and reportedly a favorite of the late Queen, his association with the Epstein scandal led to him losing his HRH style and military roles, and even his place at Royal Lodge is under pressure. King Charles made a firm decision there. If a king can take action against his own brother, commentators argue that William wouldn't hesitate to make similar decisions within his generation. Andrew's situation became the signal, proof that birthright alone no longer guarantees lifelong royal privilege. In the modern monarchy, the message seems clear. If you harm the royal brand or create ongoing controversy, there may be consequences. And whether fair or not, many commentators argue that Harry and Meghan's public comments over the past 5 years have created more tension for the institution than almost anything in recent memory. They've spoken openly about their experiences, they've shared personal stories about the family, and they've challenged long-standing traditions, like the curtsy moment in their documentary, which is still talked about today. And while the public might move on, it's very unlikely that Prince William has forgotten any of it. But William is also strategic. He knows that if changes were made only to Harry and Meghan's titles, it would ignite endless debates about motives. So, according to several royal analysts, the idea being discussed is much broader, a full structural redesign. The reported plan? A system where only working royals use titles like prince and princess. That would mean even Beatrice and Eugenie could be affected, not because of drama, but to show it's a uniform policy. And, honestly, they'd probably handle it with maturity. Zara Tindall thrives without a title. She's an Olympian and well-respected. Beatrice and Eugenie also have careers, families, and stability. They'd likely understand the reasoning if it were framed as modernizing the monarchy. But for Meghan, losing the Duchess title would be a major blow to her public image. Without it, her brand becomes harder to position, and she knows that, which is why many believe she's holding onto it so tightly. Some reports even claim she's seeking legal advice, trying to understand what options she has if titles ever come into question. It's ironic, critics say, because she has spoken openly about her struggles within the monarchy, yet the title remains central to her public identity. And the conversation doesn't stop with the adults. Archie and Lilibet's titles have also been part of the broader discussion about how the monarchy should modernize. This is where the contrast between the brothers becomes clear. Commentators say William wants his own children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, to have the choice later in life about using their titles, rather than feeling obligated by them. It's a more flexible approach, centered on service and personal decision-making. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry ensured their children received prince and princess titles once Charles became king. Two very different philosophies, and everyone can see the difference. The contrast in how both families use their roles is stark, almost opposite. And the relationship between the brothers has reportedly deteriorated so much that William feels he barely recognizes Harry anymore. The bond they once had simply isn't there, and that loss has taken much of the emotion out of the situation. According to royal commentators, William is frustrated. He's seen years of tension, public statements, leaked stories, and moments where major royal events were overshadowed, and he views it as something that needs firm handling. One incident often mentioned is what reportedly pushed William over the edge. While William was in Brazil for the Earthshot Prize, one of his biggest global projects, Harry's team released new details about his upcoming Invictus Games trip to Canada. The timing caught everyone's attention. It hit the news cycle right in the middle of Earthshot coverage, and palace sources felt it looked intentional, not coincidental. The explanation given was that security required a late announcement, but insiders weren't convinced. To them, it looked like yet another moment where the brothers' paths clashed on the world stage, and the rivalry became impossible to ignore. Here's the truth about trying to compete with the future king: it doesn't work. William didn't react, didn't complain. He just kept focusing on his work and presenting himself as a steady, responsible leader. In contrast, Harry's timing made him look reactionary to many observers. And this is exactly why commentators argue the titles debate exists in the first place. The idea of two courts, one in London and one in California, both using royal titles while operating in completely different ways, creates confusion for the public and tension for the institution. It blurs the line between official royal duties and private projects. So how could changes happen? Analysts point to one of the monarchy's strongest legal tools, letters patent, a formal order that can redefine titles and royal status. With Parliament's approval, such changes become permanent. And according to those who study royal policy, William may support a future structure that keeps titles tied only to active, working members of the monarchy. If that happened, it would reshape the family into a smaller, more streamlined group focused solely on service. Harry and Meghan would remain public figures, of course, but without the same formal connection. Some believe Meghan might push back, framing it as unfair or politically motivated, but without official royal backing, any title becomes more symbolic than authoritative. And over time, symbols without substance tend to lose impact, which is why many say cracks in the current system are already showing. The Harper's Bazaar interview was supposed to be a big win for Meghan, but many felt it missed the mark. Their media deals have been shifting, the Spotify partnership ended, and American Riviera Orchard didn't make the splash they hoped for. Publicly, it looks like the couple is facing a challenging moment and running low on strong alliances. And on the horizon is the possibility of a future King William, someone widely seen as valuing duty, stability, and service above all else. Many royal commentators believe he will prioritize a streamlined, modern monarchy with clear roles and expectations. If that means reassessing titles across the board, even for Beatrice and Eugenie, supporters say they might understand the broader goal: a simplified, service-focused royal family. They've always carried themselves with dignity and professionalism, so they would likely adapt gracefully to whatever changes come. For Harry and Meghan, however, the implications would be significant. Without official royal roles, the connection to the monarchy becomes symbolic rather than structural, and that would reshape their public narrative. So get ready, neighbors. Many believe a major shift is coming. William's approach to the future of the monarchy could be decisive, and it may bring long-awaited clarity to how titles are used. The era of uncertainty may be ending soon. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think William is right to consider a full restructuring of titles for the sake of modernizing the monarchy? Should extended royals be included in the changes? And how do you think the Sussexes will respond if such a policy is introduced? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you support a streamlined royal future, and let's keep the conversation going. History is unfolding in real time, and the next chapter is about to be written.